All right. So today we'll be talking about translating subtitles, challenges around that, and how Smartcat platform can help you with those challenges. The way we want to structure this webinar is the follows. I will give just a quick short overview of what Smartcat is from our perspective. I know that many of you already know and love Smartcat, as you already tell us in the chat. Just to give you a quick overview of what Smartcat is, then we'll dive into the main subject, translating media, what Smartcat does and what Smartcat does not do yet for that. We'll have a short demo of how subtitles and subtitle previews are currently working in Smartcat. And then after that, we'll dive deeper into specific aspects of Smartcat and how they will help you work with subtitles efficiently. The last slide would be before Q&A session. The last slide would be what the future holds for media translation at Smartcat, what we are up to, what we are planning to deliver in the near and not so near future. So let's start. First of all, what is Smartcat? Smartcat is an all-in-one localization platform, and many of you are using it in a different way and only some aspects of Smartcat. But what we want to have and how we want Smartcat to be perceived by our clients is that it is a technology platform that also has a strong human and marketplace component. So we give you an easy way to do manual and automated translation, and we're focusing on automated translation mostly this time, because we believe this is the future. This allows you to really reduce your turnaround time and scale and increase scalability. We have a strong marketplace component where you can invite anyone from our marketplace, from freelancers to language companies, but you can also invite colleagues and other suppliers to the platform and freely work on your content. And Smartcat also allows you to really streamline all the burden of managing multiple people and companies on the platform by unifying the payments components. So you don't have any paperwork and you have a single bill and single agreement with Smartcat. We also are pushing towards having much more integrations and automation. We believe that this is the growth factors for our clients, and then something that gives them a lot of value. Now, let's dive into media translation. What we typically talk about, like media translation, is translating videos, making your videos multilingual. And what we do with Smartcat, and what you can do with Smartcat in terms of localizing media, is efficiently localize and translate subtitles. How this usually works. So first you have your video file. It can be your file, it can be something that's sent to you by your client. Now, what you need to do in order to translate the textual content is to have or create subtitles. So creating subtitles can be done automatically. It's something like that is called transcription. But you can also start with with initial script and then use any external tool to prepare those subtitles for the video. So once you have your video file and then you have your subtitles file, you can upload both to Smartcat platform, and we're going to the right-hand side here. This is something that I will be showing you today. So you're uploading your subtitle file, you can upload your video file as a reference file, and then you can essentially use them together to get a rich preview of your content and then deliver multilingual subtitles as an output. Some of us and some of our clients even don't know what subtitles are. This was kind of a revelation for me, but people are usually thinking in terms of like, we have videos, we want to have them speak multiple languages. Like, what exactly are subtitles? And I'll be talking about this just to present some terminology that I'll be using during the demo. So you have your video file, and you want it to be available in multiple languages. The easiest way to do that is to overlay some text that will represent what people are talking about in this video. So you have the video and you have your subtitles overlay. Sorry about that. This is typically rendered automatically by the video player. For example, if you go to YouTube, you can enable or disable subtitles and switch between subtitles. So it is a layer on top of video that synchronizes some text with certain time frames of the video. The subtitle file is essentially a textual file that is really simple in the structure. It has a list of so-called cues, and those cues just have the number of that cue, the start time and the end time. This is where the subtitle text will appear in the video down to milliseconds, and this is where it will go off the screen. And then just a plain version of the cue text, so something that you see on top of the video. Now it's demo time. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can I interrupt you for a sec? Because I remember that we agreed if we receive any comments or questions during the presentation, we will just answer and comment them back straightforward, like not leaving them to the end. And I have a comment here from Elena. She's asking, is it only MP4 format or AVI format as well? It's referring to the slide that you showed like before.
Yeah. So the original video can be in any file format. There are multiple file formats supported. For Smartcat specifically, to preview your video inside Smartcat, you need to use a video that is supported by your browser. So MP4 format is this universal file format that is compatible with web technologies. And our current restriction is that you are uploading the file in MP4 format. But the original source one can be anything.
Okay, thanks. I hope we answered your question. So let's move to demo.
Yeah, by default, if you use, for example, some external tools like YouTube to create subtitles in the first place, then you can upload files, I believe, in multiple formats, and then download a simplified, like lower resolution version of your video in MP4 format, so it's suitable for uploading into Smartcat. All right, let's do a quick demo. So here I have my Smartcat interface. I will create a new project and then I will upload subtitles into it. So let's do some very quick things. I want to create a project. I will name it demo webinar, so I can find that. And then I will be translating this from English into Spanish and German. I'm selecting machine translation. Again, it's the easiest way to get the initial result. And then on top of that, you can alter the translations. You can start with just human translation. If you're translating movies like highly important content, you may want to do manual translation, but we'll be doing machine translation just for the sake of the demo because I don't speak Spanish or German. Now, that's pretty much that I need to set up a new project. And once I'm done, I am presented with a screen where I am uploading the files. Now, I'll pick the file here. And this is a pretty short subtitles with our promotional video for Smartcat. So I'm uploading that, click finish, and this file is going to be processed with our automatic translation. So it will be translated into 2 languages. Now, what I will do now is I'll go into the file section and then open that file in the editor so you can see the preview and what are the next steps. Here's my file. I am translating that into Spanish and German. I am opening Spanish as an example here. And we open the editor and we immediately show you the preview of subtitles. Now, you don't have any video yet. So what you're seeing here is a subtitles track that you can scroll, that you can play back. It will respect the timing so you can at least see how fast you need to read any portion, any cue that appears on top of the video. Well, the problem is that there's no video, no audio, so you don't have additional context here. But here is the interesting thing. We suggest you to upload or select the video for preview. What we're doing is we are trying to associate this specific subtitle file with the reference video file in MP4 format that is stored in this specific project. Currently, it's a blank project. I just have the subtitle file there, no reference files. So I can go to files, we'll open this in the new tab, and we suggest you to add some reference files. I'll be uploading my MP4 video format, video file in MP4 format, and I'll click finish. It will take a few seconds to upload, unfortunately, and this is something that we're working on. We don't show you currently the progress of uploading reference files, which is unfortunate for MP4 files, which are quite big. But after a few seconds, what we'll be doing is we will have this MP4 file available for you as a reference one. And here you see it being uploaded. Well, it's already uploaded in the project. You see this as a reference file in the list of files. By the way, you can hide them if you don't want them to be displayed all the time. You can hide those reference files and see just the content that needs to be translated, but you know that it's there. Now I can close this tab that I opened and then go back to the editor, and we immediately detect that there's a reference file suitable to be linked with this preview. Now I click on that, and this creates this association between this SRT file and MP4 file. By the way, we have two modes of presenting subtitles. We have two tabs here. Here is the source preview, and here's the target preview. Let me reload the screen just quick so we don't see those two tracks at once. So source preview, what it does is basically shows you the source text. So no matter what you are typing in the editor, you will be always seeing the original file, the original video with the original text, so you can fully understand what people are speaking about in case subtitles do not exactly match the spoken language. This actually happens if somebody is talking pretty quickly and subtitles are being edited just for people to be able to read the context. You can play back. You can play back the file. You won't hear that in the presentation, but I'm hearing the audio here from this file as well. This gives me full context of what my source is, and I can understand what I need to talk about. And also, by the way, if you are scrolling and you're moving your mouse around this list of cues, we're also showing you the timing and also the speed at which you need to read this text. So characters per second is the labels that you see. They range from blue to green to yellow to red, depending on how fast you need to read a specific cue. And this also gives you additional context of whether a specific cue needs to be edited or like will need to become shorter in the translation so that people can at least read what's on the screen. So this is the source preview, and this is not the funnest part. The funnest part is the target preview. What we show here is the final translation that you currently have here in the editor. And now, if I edit something here, you can see that this change immediately is reflected in this cue over here in the list and also on top of the video. So even before downloading the file and then looking at subtitles and videos and uploading them somewhere to see the final product, you basically see this final result right as you type in the translation. So this gives you, and we are also updating this label, so you can see that as you type in more text, you will see how fast a end user needs to read that text on the screen. An interesting observation that sometimes you do not know about and don't see that is that basically what we're doing with cues is we are combining them into full sentences. Like here, for example, we have two cues here because we want to present text gradually on the screen. But in Smartcat, you have this as a single segment. And why we're doing that is to help with automatic translation and help you to reuse those translations with translation memories. What I mean here is whenever you are trying to translate a specific cue, so you are looking for a solution, this is not a complete sentence. You cannot efficiently translate this with machine translation. And if you need to provide translation into other language, the ordering of text can be different. And what this means is that your translation memories will be having source text and target text which do not correspond to each other. So this is really hard to reuse those kinds of translation memories in the future, and they just don't make sense. They can like pollute your translation memories with low quality entries. When we are combining those cues into full sentences, we are able to pass them through machine translation. And also it's easier for you to kind of like review the whole sentence, provide the proper translation, just leave the markers where you believe the cues need to be split apart or where you need line breaks, and then we will be rendering them properly as cues here in the preview and in the output file. So this, we believe, allows you to really easily translate any kind of content. And the quality of translation will be much higher just because you immediately see the final output. Now, this is all about the demo that I currently have. We'll be going back to slides, but before we continue with the slides, I will take some questions, and I know that there's something in the chat already. So Olga asks, how can I create a source SRT file if the file is not uploaded on YouTube? That's a great question. There are multiple ways and multiple tools available that allow you to author subtitles. So you upload the video, and there are online tools, there are like professional offline desktop tools available for editing. For online editing, you can, if you don't want to use YouTube, but by the way, it's like the easiest option and the best option because it's free. You can also use amara.org. This is something that I personally used in the past. They have a friendly subtitle editor where you can put your script and then split that into cues and provide all the timings. I bet people from this audience can put in the chat some of the names of the tools, by the way. Yeah, it would be interesting to know which tools you are using to author subtitles, and then we can read through them and then tell you all about them as well. We have something in the chat. Okay, so I guess we went through all of the things, all of the questions in the chat, right? Any other questions so far? No. Okay, let's continue with the slides. And I will explain more about the features of Smartcat and how they translate to efficiently creating and managing subtitles on the platform. So this is the slide that you already saw. These are kind of like the main pillars of our platform. You have automated translation, you have a strong marketplace component and manual editing component. We can automate payments, and we can provide ready-to-use integrations and ability to do additional automation on our platform. So let's dive into those topics. So for automated translation, you have access to all the major professional machine translation engines. So it's Amazon, Baidu, DeepL, Google, ModernMT, Yandex. We work with Intento as a MT aggregator as well. We also have an ability to plug in your custom trained machine translation engines. So if you have a huge volume of translation and you have budget to train your MT and the corpus of text that's needed to be trained, that's something that we can plug into Smartcat as well. By the way, we do machine translation engine training by ourselves. If you have those texts, we can help set up like a custom Google AutoML model, plug this into your account so you can use that with your day-to-day translation work. Beyond just being able to select any machine translation engine that you want, by default, what you will be getting is what we call an intelligent routing. This means that when you're creating a project and say you want to translate this from English to Finnish, Spanish, Russian, etc., what we'll be doing will be automatically associating those language pairs with a specific translation engine that we believe will work best for this language pair. So for English to Spanish, we'll, for example, use DeepL or Google. For English to Finnish, we'll use Modern MT. For English to Russian, we'll use Yandex. But you can change this in project settings. So we will provide you the defaults that we believe will work best, but you can say that you want to translate everything through Google, for example. And also translation memories. So the way it works is whenever you are translating your repetitive content, and again, I explained why we are taking this extra step of recombining all the cues in subtitles into full sentences. So this allows you to really have a quality translation memories accumulated as you are translating your content. Next time you're translating your repetitive content, the similar content, we will be pulling those translations from translation memories. So essentially the platform kind of improves for you and learns from your edits over time. Now on the marketplace and human editing component. So Smartcat, unlike other translation management platforms, doesn't have any limit of seats or the overall volume of translation or the overall volume of text that can be stored in your account. You only pay for automated translation. So whenever you're using translation memories, reusing translation memories, or using machine translation, this is the amount of words that are counted towards your quota. And even free users get 10,000 words for free each month. So they can start using the platform, understand how machine translation works for them, and then decide if they want to go to pay subscription. On top of that, and by the way, unlimited users means that you can invite anyone from your team to do some post editing, to do some manual editing, and you can invite also any language companies that you work with, freelancers, etc. But we also have freelancers and language companies registered in Smartcat. And we have more than 500,000 freelancers registered and more than 5,000 language companies on our platform. Now, how can you navigate this sheer amount of, of workforce? Well, we have algorithms that allow us to analyze the content that you're uploading and also compare that to the previous content that was translated by specific freelancers. And what we're doing when you have this, when you have your content uploaded into a project, we will be picking from the entire marketplace. We'll be picking freelancers, highlighting them for you, which we believe have a best match with your content and also have good reviews and scores. So we will be surfacing up the best freelancers from the marketplace, and you can easily invite them to work in your products. What this means for you, again, if you have large volumes of translation, you can easily scale up your operations in Smartcat just because you can hire as many people as needed to deliver your translations on time. On top of that, you can also say that you want Smartcat to be responsible for the for finding and inviting freelancers to your projects, and then be responsible for the quality of the content. And this is an option that we offer to our paid subscribers. Basically, we can deliver projects on time with neat quality, and essentially manage those projects by ourselves. If you don't have to, if you don't want to go and invite your freelancers and find people and invite them to the platform. Automation and integrations. What this means. So what I demoed today is an ability to manually upload the file, upload the reference file, and then start the translation. Once the translation is done, you're manually downloading the resulting subtitle files in multiple languages, and then you are doing whatever you need to do with those subtitles. Now, this is a manual process. If you have consistent volume of translations going on and you want to upload files and download files multiple times a day, for example, you may want to think about automating this process. So we offer some pre-built integrations for content management systems and repositories from where we can get files and upload them automatically to Smartcat. Or you can use our API, our public API, to do any custom automation. So ability to create projects, automatically upload files, then wait till the project is completed, download the files back, and then store them somewhere else. This is something that you can automate. You can also automate workflows. So in addition to machine translation, you can have a editing, like human editing step, and then more steps if you need to do like multi-stage review for some sensitive content. So you can set them up on a per project basis. And this allows for multiple people to be working essentially in parallel or in like staggered fashion. And whenever the first segments are being have passed through the first translator, they will be automatically appearing as a part of the job for the second one. So in that case, you are not wasting your time, and you do not have to send your files, like download files, send them to another person to do another round of review. Smartcat platform can automate that. And also, the last but not least on this slide is that we can always help you to create some specific workflows, automated workflows. So we have a service of localization engineer. They will understand your needs. They can support. They can create some certain integrations or automation configuration files to work with automatic content delivery from your repositories. But we also have an option to create custom integrations upon our clients' requests. And the final thing about Smartcat and why it's great to translate subtitles and any other type of content, and we support lots of different content from Office file formats to like developer-friendly file formats. Regardless, it doesn't matter how many suppliers you have on the platform, how many people are working in this specific project. And if on this project you work with one set of suppliers and the other project has a different set of suppliers, you can invite as many as you want. You don't have to actively manage like payments for those suppliers. You don't have to sign individual contracts with language companies who work on our platform. What you have is a single contract with Smartcat and a single bill from Smartcat. Like every month, we're billing you for the amount of money that you need to pay to your suppliers based on the work that they have done. And we will be disbursed the payments in local currencies with all local regulations. So you don't have to worry and understand all the intricacies of accounting with those individuals. So yeah, this allows you basically to reduce your costs and reduce your management time, and really speed up the process and really tap into this ability to use freelancers at competitive prices and with like best scalability. Now, the last slide will be what we want to do with this ability to work with media file formats in Smartcat. So what you saw right now is an ability to just upload MP4 files, subtitles, and then translate them on the platform. Then you get the translated SRT files back, and then all the next steps happen outside of the platform. The creation of subtitles currently also happens outside of the platform, but we want to bring that into Smartcat. What this means is whenever you're uploading an MP4 file, we will be able to automatically run the transcription. So extract the text and timing from your video and create the first version of your subtitles. Then you will be able to edit them on the platform, provide like tweak the timing, tweak the text, make sure that it looks good in the source language, so that then you can start the actual translation process. When the translation process happens, in addition to being able to download the SRT files, if that's like the target format that you are expecting, you will be able also to burn your subtitles into videos. By burning, if you're not familiar with the term, it means that those subtitles, the text will be actually rendered into video frames. So then you, when you have a source file, for example, in English, a source video file, in the end, you can download the file in Spanish and German, the video file in those languages. And when you play that file, you'll already see the subtitles on top of the video. So you don't have to use any specific like video player, or you don't have to upload the files onto YouTube to preview those videos. You can just simply send the video out to your users. So additional thing that we will be exploring in the future, and we're like looking into that right now as well, as far as technology goes, is not only an ability to burn in subtitles, but also render the text using text-to-speech engines that are currently available and are getting better and better, render them as an audio track in those videos, and also add them to videos and get the dubbed video back. This, for instructional videos, for example, it will allow you to, and allow your users to just hear what people are saying in the video in their language, instead of having to read through all of the text. Sometimes when there's a highly like intensive visual information in the instruction video, where you're displaying something on the screen or how certain equipment works, you want to draw attention to the actual picture, not to the text below. So this is some of the options that we are exploring as well. And with that, I think we're done with the presentation. So I'll be happy to answer some questions from the audience.
Yes, we do have a couple of questions in the chat. First one is from Anna. She's asking, is it possible to add subtitles if we need an FN subtitle? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the terminology. Probably you know, what does it mean?
Yeah, Anna, if you can explain what FN means, it also doesn't ring a bell for me.
Okay, Anna, just raise a hand and I can actually, or you can write it, or if you want, you can just join us live and we will talk on this.
I just realized that I am not that of a subtitle expert as I thought I was before the webinar. Yeah. So I don't know what FN means, sorry.
Okay, Christina is commenting that she's tried to upload an MP4 video as reference file, but apparently it was too large. And this could be a problem if we need to translate movie subtitles. Do you have any suggestion to upload larger videos?
So yeah, you have options. If you are uploading a video file, and let me probably show that to you real quick. When you are uploading your documents in a SRC file here, hold on, you also have an option to provide so providing a URL to a hosted video online. What this means is basically you can use, like, if you already store large movie files elsewhere, for example, like Amazon storage, Amazon S3. So you can provide a link to the direct link to the MP4 video, and we'll be using that instead of you having to upload them to the platform. This should really help with large files. We are also working on making the process of uploading large files easier, so you at least see what's going on, what's the progress of uploading, and that will really help with larger files. For you specifically, if you can just send us the link to the file to download, we can set up the project for you, just for you able to evaluate how this will look like on the platform.
We have another question from Vladimir. Can we change the color of subtitles when using Smartcat? I don't know why it's needed to the colors to be changed, but probably there is a reason.
Yeah, usually it's used to denote like different people talking. You know, like colors are able to separate separate different like lines of story on top of the video. We don't have a way to author anything right now beyond just providing the translations. So that's something that can be done in a post-editing, post-translation step. As you download the subtitles back, you will be able to do that. We're also supporting VTT as of like pretty much last week. So VTT is a web VTT, web video like subtitle format that allows you to have some extra information, some extra formatting for your subtitles. Now, we're not rendering those for translation purposes, but if you are uploading a video, if you are uploading subtitles in VTT format that has some formatting, you will be getting the formatted result back, and then ultimately you can tweak that in an editor that supports additional formatting.
Mm-hmm. Got it. We have some context for Anna regarding FN subtitles. So these are subtitles that are added as translation of some narratives on screen, like signs or descriptions. So forced narrative subtitles. This is what.
Yeah.
Is it possible to add them? So the question was.
Yeah, this is about, okay, this is about like essentially about what we call source editing, an ability to add something extra as a source or as something that was not there in the source subtitle file. Currently, it is not possible, but this is something that we are actually working on right now, an ability to edit source. So with that, you would be able to add a new cue and provide timing for that. And you will be seeing that on the screen in the source language, and then you will be able to provide translations for that in any target language.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Okay, any more questions? By the way, if maybe it's too hard to put your question in written because it requires a lot of maybe context or whatever, feel free to raise your hand and I can turn on your microphone and you can ask, tell us your story, tell us your experience, your challenges, and I think Igor can help and answer. But if we don't have any questions or any hands, thank you, Anna. Thank you for your question. Yeah, here is the Igor's email. So try this to translate video subtitles. Give please your feedback. You can send it directly to Igor, to his team. Yeah, and I think any additions that we need to make will be done. Oh, we have one more question. Is it possible to edit timings for the SRT to meet any special requirements like gaps, etc.?
Again, great question about the same thing of editing, ability to edit something, edit timings in addition to providing translation. This is something that we're looking to add in the future. Right now, it's you will need to do this when you are done after you have downloaded the translated files back, or if you want to edit the timings in the source, that's something that you will need to prepare before uploading to Smartcat.
Mm-hmm.
But really interesting thing, like if you need, if there are some specific requirements about gaps, etc., we should be able to at least display them in the preview, so you can see that subtitles are meeting your requirements. This is an interesting thing to explore, and feel free to reach out to me by email and provide your insight on how you are working with subtitles and what you would like to see in the preview, etc. So again, we can incorporate that in the future iterations of this functionality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I don't know, should we wrap up, because actually we are slightly time out already, and I hope we answered all the questions, but if you have more, feel free to reach Igor. Let me also send this email to the chat, so it will be much easier for you to write him. Okay, done. Okay, thank you, Igor, for this presentation. The recording will be available soon, guys. I will send it out to you in maybe 20 minutes. Thank you, Igor. Thank you for attending this webinar. I hope it was useful for you, and please try our translation of subtitles and share your feedback.
Yeah, thank you for being with us today.
And have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.